I'm early for once. I think the mic's on. Life is good. What's going on, everybody? Hello. Welcome in. It has been a day. It's been a nice, interesting, fun day. Trying to figure out what's going on with the lighting here. Hold on. It's like dark, light, weird going on with the green screen. It's a professional kind of evening, folks. It is a professional kind of evening. The building bricks of Genie Plus behind me. Hello. Hope you're well. Fun stuff. So it's been a day. Nothing crazy. It's just been like rainy and really, really crappy here. And so all of the Halloween plans were canceled. Halloween, it was what was it? Halloween parade. Then there was like trick-or-treating at like the school track, like outside, like safe trick-or-treating. Anywho, it's pouring and it went from 57 to like 42 degrees and the wind is ridiculous, and that shouldn't be doing it, and they should have canceled it at about 3, but they didn't. They canceled it maybe an hour ago. So, at any rate, fun stuff. Here's the deal. It's Tuesday. We're usually on Tuesday. We're trying to stay on Tuesday, and by we, I mean me tonight, because it's just me. Brandy and the Dosso are feeling a little bit under the weather, so I am here alone to talk about nerdy stuff, because it's about that time. And honestly, I figured we could do this like that, pull you over here, and then go to touring plans. And I know it's like it's super nerdy, and we're gonna go happy birthday, Christine Hickman. Happy birthday today, happy birthday again tomorrow. It'll be super good times. So I haven't even dug into what the actual touring plan stuff does now with Lightning Lane items. Here we go. Plus Lightning Lane. Okay, here we go. Add return times for Lightning Lane access via individual purchase. And add. This is interesting. I think we're gonna mess with this, and we'll mess with it together and have some fun with it. But first of all, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. I know it's last minute. Threw it out on the good old that Discord. Shared it out on the Twitters. Should probably put something on Instagram. Not 100% sure what's going on. But I should. Blake, what's going on, dude? Sanudo, Justin, my guy. Welcome in. Joy S, what's going on? Escapades with PJJ. Mike Wheeler, hope you're well. Sanudo, didn't I already do this? I thought I did. I'm confused. Monroe Melly, Debbie Burnfield, Mike 88 NYC, hope you're well. Tim, Mr. Rempel, hello. Angela Minta, hope you are well as well. Debbie Burnfield, welcome in. Roxanne Simpson, Karen Cook, Winston, hello. Hi. Got my undivided attention, no downer, Steve distract. Dude, I'm telling you, let's go back to that. I was attempting to, let's get through this and figure out how we're going to do it. Well, Gary, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Sam, hello. How are you? Hope you're well. Yeah. This is supposed to be talked. Supposed to have on a D&T. Yeah, I know. We just argued back and forth. That was good times. As always, it was entertaining in and of its own way. So let's dig in here. Give me a hot second. What I think we're going to do is we're going to mess around through this. And I guess kind of like the overarching deal here is, am I, so DHS A1 LLGP question mark. Okay. From 8:30 to 9. We'll not be utilizing those. So 9 to 9, we'll do that. All right, proceed to attractions. Let's get this shared here. Andrew bidding, what's going on, dude? Genie Plus is dumb. All right. Triple P/Steve or whatever your name is. We're just going to yell about Disney Plus. Hi, Tina. Brandy is feeling a little under the weather, so it is unfortunately just my ugly mug tonight. So I apologize, but you'll have to deal. Okay. Josh, what's going on, man? Candy Mom. Hello. 30 of you watching. Thanks for being here. Monroe Molly. More exciting news. It looks like MSCP. Mickey's Scary Episode Park. Julie C. What's up? What's MSCP? Why don't I know that acronym? That scares me. Okay. All right. Choose attractions to visit. All right. So day 1, Mickey's Runaway Railway. I'm going to grab you. Slinky Dog Dash. Toy Story Mania. I'll throw Tower of Terror on there just because. Alien Swirling Saucers. Gee, are we going on Rock and Roller Coaster? Are we going on Rock and Roller Coaster? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Cool. Let me pop this chat out and pull it down because this chat is much better than the fake chat that StreamYard uses. Thus saith Josh. Driving home. All good, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Well, I'm not saying that. Proof's in the pudding. It's clearly subpart of Fast Pass, but beyond that, it's 100% a money grab. Basically, 15 bones to ride and attraction. Okay. Yes and no. So, because Rockin' is dumb. Rockin' is the bomb, not dumb. Due to availability after you are done one. If you're one up front. Yeah, okay. So here's where we're at. Touring Planes did a boatload of testing last week. Haven't dug completely into it, but the Hollywood Studios stuff, which is the big one that I'm concerned about, because obviously Rise want to get on that, want to get on, want to do the Star Wars Day at Galaxy's Edge, and also want to make sure we do so wow, Mickey's Not So Scary Runaway Railway or whatever it's called. Yeah, wow, my bad. Anywho, there's a lot to do in that park in 2 days, and it's whether or not I need to know whether or not we're going to pay for Genie Plus / Lightning Lane. Now, testing last week, kind of tried Star Tours all day long. Actually, Snudo, you could ride Star Tours all day long as your stomach can handle it, because it's usually a walk-on for the entirety of the day. Meg, you only get to ride each ride once. Correct. Yes, you can only book a Lightning Lane individually or only once per person. But you only get to ride each ride once, Trip P. You can't just keep going on Twilight Zone Tower of Terror repeatedly using your Lightning Lane. So the question is, A, there's no such thing as rope drop anymore, which is dumb. Because you can only get in the park at 8:30 if you stay on property, which they will open up earlier than that and then hold everyone else out until whatever. So Noah, what's going on? So KTP. Yes. Genie only lets you ride it once. Yes, that's true. It's true, Meg. You are correct. Walked up on Star Tours 4 times before I used the Fast Pass 2 years ago. Yeah, it's 100% walk on. Yes. You can book 2, Josh. You can book 2 lightning lanes. They have to be outside of a certain hour window, though. All right, so overall, and granted, it wasn't a crazy busy week last week. They did multiple tests at Hollywood Studios, touring plans, that is. And what they found was, A, if you use Genie Plus and the individual lightning lanes at what amounts to roughly $40 to $45 per person, you would be able to get through every single attraction in the park in 7 hours. Now, one caveat, that's not following a Genie plan. That is utilizing Genie Plus the way that you would utilize the old school Fast Pass attractions. Nothing fun happens if you sub on here, Trip P. Absolutely nothing fun. But the kicker is that you're not using an actual Genie plan. You have to know what's up, and you have to know from your research what availability is going to be there when you can make your next lightning lane. So you would need to pay for Mickey and Minnie's Not So Scary Rock and Roller Coaster, or whatever it's called. You would have to pay for Rise of the Resistance, which means you have to book both of those at 9 o'clock. Rock and Roller Coaster, Rise of the Resistance is selling out at 9 a.m. Lightning Lane, paid for, done. Okay, so you'd have to pay for both of those. You have to pay for the Genie Plus, and you need to make your Genie Plus selections as soon as you can. And there's an article, and I should have looked it up. I should have pulled up the link and linked it. But they walked through how they did it, and it was pretty darn ridiculous. But it involved knowing a whole heck of a lot more than the average person, who would probably try to pull a Rock and Roller Coaster lightning lane immediately instead of going there directly at 9 o'clock. And even though there's going to be a line because people are in front of you, my estimation, again, find out more next week, but my estimation is that you're going to have the majority of the on-property guests going directly to Rise of the Resistance as soon as the park opens. So you can get Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror done within the first 20 minutes of park open if you rope drop Rock and Roller Coaster. Then you would head to Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, and ride it. At that point, you would need to you would have a lightning lane for something, probably something along the lines of Slinky Dog Dash, even though getting a Slinky Dog Dash lightning lane that early is going to put it later into the day than you probably want to. Meg, it would be an extra $45 if you bought your 2 lightning lanes and the overall Genie Plus. So that's the issue. The extra $45 a day times everyone in your party, is it worth it? And that's kind of what I want to find out here. I'm assuming that they've put some data into this, but let's do this. We're going to do that. I think it's a 1. We'll just call it 1. Actually, relatively accurate. Might be later. Okay, anyway. So that's added. All right. So what's going on, chat? What am I missing? Roxanne Simpsons, welcome in. Emily, what's up? How are you? Hope you are well. Karen Cook, I think I said hello to Karen already. Katie Mack, welcome in. Candy Mom, hello, hello. Wendy B, hope you're well. Making me not so scary rock and roller coaster. That's what it is, Wendy B. I'm telling you. And they should do lightning without Genie, if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction on this was, it is WDW Battle Pass. I get that, Trip P. The issue is that it's $15 a person. And when there's 4 of you, that's $60 to get on a ride. So, got to think about it. And that's kind of where my head's at with this. Rye Guy, welcome in, buddy. Triple A Sparkles, hello. How are you? I'm kind of with you, Josh. I think Magic Kingdom for sure is one that you need to do. But at the same token, I'm not sure that that's 100% true. I think if you're trying to do the Magic Kingdom all in a day, or the majority of everything you want to in the day, the real crux of it, in my mind, is Jungle Cruise has been backed up significantly recently. Peter Pan is also another one of those bottleneck rides, right? All right. So we are going to be walking relaxed. Now, let's see. Can be purchased for this attraction. Support these in the plan at a later date. Okay, so this isn't active yet. All right. So, all right. All right, so they're in here. It's just not ready. All right, so let's optimize this using what they did. We already did this then. What did Tim say? Rise is basically a license to print money for Disney. Yeah, 100% it is. There's talk. They could probably charge $25 and people would still pay for it daily. All right. So here, this is kind of showing, without using Lightning Lane, this is what a touring plan should be. Why would I have free time for 209 minutes? That does not make sense to me, because all this other stuff happens later. That's why. So let's do this. Rock and Roller Coaster, Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror. Let's move Slinky up. This is interesting. I think this happened the other day too, where it was telling us not to do much until the afternoon because everyone would be gone on this day. All right. Let's evaluate this. Don't touch my precious plan. Truthfully, after seeing videos of people that aren't out there to bash it like most are, it isn't that bad if you know how to work the system. Well, it's not that bad. It's just whether or not you want to pay all of that. And again, this is how you want to tour. If you want to run through everything and your goal is to ride everything that you possibly can in one day, and that's what you want to do, it's probably going to be worth it, Because the overall take is, if you want to pay for it, you can get through everything using Genie Plus, with the caveat that you still have to know what the heck you're doing to do it correctly. Because the biggest issue right now with the whole program is the fact that the Genie portion of it, the hey, I'm going to go with your plan, isn't taking a lot of stuff into consideration. It's making people sit around and wait for 45 minutes instead of going and hitting one of three other attractions that are a 10-minute wait. Because it's taking into consideration the fact that you're next to something more so than the actual ability to get across they don't want you to walk across the park 6 times. I also feel like there's some nefarious things that could easily happen with Genie in and of itself. One being, and this was a pretty interesting read, they did four tests at Hollywood Studios. First 2 are the ones I was talking about where, okay, we're going to use Lightning Lane and we're going to not use Genie Plus. Genie Plus and then Genie Plus plus 2 Lightning Lane individual purchases, or nothing at all, just using a touring plan. Both people got stuff done in 7.5 hours, everything that they possibly wanted. The issue is that the person using a touring plan had to be there, staying on property early at like 7:30 in the morning to get to a spot where she could walk directly onto Rock and Roller Coaster and then walk directly onto Tower of Terror and then go continue with the rest of their day. Lightning Lane could sleep in as long as they got up and made their Lightning Lane passes or purchases, whatever, in the morning, and scheduled their first Genie Plus attraction. But they got done and didn't get to the park till 11:30, which is great, which is kind of showing that this thing is more for people who are relaxed and aren't crazy like me. So that's one comparison. The other comparison was really interesting, which was that they were at Hollywood Studios. One person put in all of the preferences into Genie, stating that they wanted to do a Star Wars day. Okay. Second person put absolutely no preferences into Genie. So out the gate, it told them to go to, if I recall correctly, I want to say Rise was on there early. But at any rate, the second or third suggestion was that Roxanne Simpson, you're not clueless. The second or third suggestion was go to Droid Depot and build a droid, which is an add-on sale utilized by Genie Plus. Okay, now let's give it the benefit of the doubt. You're a Star Wars fan. You said you want to do Star Wars stuff. All right, go build a droid. Switch over to the dude or person who did not put a single preference in. The first thing was go to something ridiculous. Might have been Mickey's Runaway Railway. I forget specifically. The second thing on their touring plan, on their Genie plan, not Genie Plus, their Genie plan, the second suggestion was to go build a droid. You don't even like Star Wars. You didn't even mention the fact that you like Star Wars. No clue. But yet, let's upsell you to get a droid. Hey, it's Joe Israel. Don't worry about it. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I know I missed a bunch of people. I'm going to go back through here in a second, but I'm kind of on a roll. So, at any rate, you're using Genie Plus to add on sales in Galaxy's Edge. The one thing that you can walk in and do that you really don't need a reservation for anymore, which is the droid deal. Okay, cool. Now, I can also see other things. I can also see them attempting to do other things like, I don't know, keep you in an area near a shop instead of walking you across to get on a ride that you could get done in a half an hour and walk back to your next Genie recommendation, right? So you happen to be in Adventureland and they say that your next ride should be, for instance, I don't know, riding the flying carpets or the tiki room. Everyone, please flash photography during a Dave rant. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. So, but the point is that, okay, so let's keep you in Adventureland while you wait for your next thing to do for 45 minutes, as opposed to walking across and, say, riding Buzz, which might be at 25 minutes, which you could get done and then come back. It's just, I can see it being manipulated that way. I 100% guarantee that it will be, and let me just hold on. It 100% will be manipulated to move crowds around the park. Once they get data, once they realize that they're going to be able to track where you are with your RFID, and they're going to see that there's 65% of everyone on the left side of the park, and they need to get people over here so that they can have lunch, they will recommend that you go ride Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. They will recommend that you ride the TTA to get you out of the left side of the park and over to the right side. Guaranteed. All right. So Karen Cook, welcome in. Tina, hello. Hello. Jet, Sebastian the Crab, hello. Welcome in. Roxanne Simpson, hello. I think paying per ride stinks. Everyone should be included in Genie Plus. So this is the crux of my argument, is the fact that if you're going to make tickets $108 a day and you want to make an extra $30 per person, why not make it $138? It's dumb. Just make it $138. You're going to pay it. You're already going. You're actually going to get everyone at that point, because that's what it is. Wendy B, what's going on? I think they'll overstate standby times as well. They've always done that, though. They've always said, something's 40 minutes, or they've manipulated stuff associated with, like, manipulated lines for specific rides using those wait times. Have always done it. They always will, because they either want people to get in line or don't want people to get in line. It's end of the night, it's not a 75-minute wait at Toy Story. It's probably 20. Yeah, Andrew, that's not happening. Julie C, welcome in. Tundra Road King, what's going on? For our next trip, we will get and use Genie Plus, ignoring the Genie suggestions, and possibly buy Lightning Lane for one or two rides. So here's my thing: if you're gonna budget it in and you know it up front, cool, go for it. I'm not anti. My concern was that you weren't going to be able to get your money's worth. Like Josh said at the beginning of this whole thing, only having one Lightning Lane at a time and picking one that's late in the day and not being able to get something. From what I understand, it works a little differently than that, and you have opportunity to get multiples at a time if one's later. I don't know. I need to look into that a little more. But I don't feel I'll ever buy Genie Plus at Epcot. At least until Guardians is around. At that point, I'm pretty sure Guardians will be a pay per attraction, at least out the gate. Same with Magic Kingdom. Tron will end up being a pay per attraction. And both of those will sell out really quickly, and I will probably be one of them that purchases. So my big question to you all, Andrew, they do have touring plans for the Cali parks. Go to touringplans.com and subscribe to the Disneyland version, or they also have a Disney World plus Disneyland version combined. Who doesn't love a blue light special? But so you can stack passes throughout the day. Later on in the day, you can. Yep. I don't think you can. I think you can book one, then you can book one 2 hours later, or after you go on the ride. It's one or the other. It's much like the old Fast Pass system, where you could book one, and then 2 hours later, even if you couldn't get one, you can go get another pass. And that's kind of the it's kind of the thing, Tina, is that people are going to use Genie thinking that Disney has their best interest in mind, and I don't think it's going to be. That's why I like touring plans. It's a third-party service. They want to get you through as many lines as they possibly can. Have to wait for a 2-hour cooldown window when you do it. Yep. Okay. All right. So you get one as soon as you get there. You hopefully get one for either early or you get one for later, and then after 2 hours you get another one. So this is the whole, hey, you kind of have to know what's going on to work the system like we used to always do back in the day, which is kind of why I liked the old Fast Pass, paper Fast Pass situation. Worked well. In reaction, packing for Disney right now. We have 4 kids, so it's a bit like herding cats. Of course it is. Katie, I'm glad you're packing. Wait, Dave, wait. Got the answer for all. Just go to Universal. Ta-da, problem solved. Yeah, we could do that, except for the fact that I can't ride Rise of the Resistance or hang out in Galaxy's Edge at Universal. Sorry. I'd love to go to Universal. I haven't been to Harry Potter Land yet. I want to. I want to. Fun stuff. Fun stuff for sure. But so, the big overarching question is whether or not I buy Rise of the Resistance Lightning Lane individuals. That is the question. And I don't have a good answer to that yet. We're probably going to talk through some of this again next Tuesday. Definitely not as haphazardly. Maybe Touring Plans will have this thing set up because right now this doesn't necessarily help me the moment if I'm not going to use Lightning Lane. I'm sorry, Genie Plus. It definitely does get complicated, Emily. I think that's, again, I've said this since the beginning. It gives people like us that are nerds about this the ability to actually create a skill gap between us and standard part goers. Because as much as we feel that there's a bunch of us out there, there's not. Ryan, you just started reading Harry Potter? It's like Duff Beer, Harry Potter, Land of Velociraptor. Yeah, I'm down, but I still like Star Wars. I like all of it. I have nothing against Universal. Yes, Universal has Express Pass, which is more than Genie Plus unless you're staying on property. Yeah, Slinky Dog's been filling up. The issue is by the time we get there, yeah, nerds, I know. By the time we get there, the overall park, and let me just do this. Let me go back to normal. All right. So we're looking at some reasonable crowds, 5 to 6s, and the park days 6. Epcot's going to be a 2. I hope Epcot's a 2. If Epcot's a 2 on Friday, I'm going to be pumped. And then Hollywood Studios. There's no Magic Kingdom here. I don't know why. So Hollywood Studios is a 6. I'm sorry. No, that would be. That's Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom. So we got 7, 6, 7, which that makes it crowded. Right, guy, can you read? That's funny. T Marie, what's going on? How are you? But yeah, so the whole crux of it lies in the fact that, Mike, like you said, if Slinky's the only one that's really tapping out, I guess there are some other ones that are. Like my thing is that Magic Kingdom, okay, if you go left, to do it right, you go back to Splash and Big Thunder, hit those 2, and then work your way back, Jungle and Pirates. Issue is the Jungle gets real crowded real quick anymore, and I'm unsure why, and it's one of my favorite things to ride. Captain Akron, what's going on? G. Wilson, late to the party. What's going on? How are you? Amanda Vision. Pumpkin carving. Pumpkin carving. Bop, 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 bop. Connie Rathman, what's going on? How are you? Yeah. I have a couple pain points that scare me. One being Rise, but I think the pain point from that is whether or not it's working that day, and that's out of my hands. Jungle Cruise, I want to make sure I get on it. Flight of Passage is sold out a couple times. Rock and Roller Coaster is selling out. That doesn't surprise me that Rock and Roller Coaster is. The thing is with Rock and Roller Coaster, I don't know. I think Gigi's old enough now that if we go and we get over there and it's a 60-minute wait, but single line's 15, we'll go through single line. We'll probably get on the same train. If not, it's okay. We'll figure it out. If we want to ride it and ride it multiple times. Tower of Terror, kind of same thing. But the big pain points for me are Jungle Cruise for sure. Maybe a couple of the other Magic Kingdom rides, right? Like I want to make sure I get on at least Big Thunder Mountain for sure. I don't necessarily want to wait in a line at Small World a whole boatload, but if it happens, it happens. Pirates is sometimes long, so those are kind of where I'm at. Where it's like, all of a sudden you have a middling 45-minute wait. Surf Bomb, what's up? And that puts a damper on it for sure. You know, I'm almost kind of glad we're off property on this trip, and I'm almost kind of glad that it's going to be a little more relaxing for a 5-day trip, right? Because if we don't get on stuff, we don't get on stuff. We're probably going back next summer. So cool. And there's a lot of other things that are kind of out of our control. You know, Brandy's mom being there. Not sure how a lot of that's going to play out. So if she's getting tired midday, we're going to bounce. Not gonna force her through it. So a lot of this stuff is there's a lot of unknowns. So I'm kind of glad that this is one that we can kind of feel this one out, get some more info, then hopefully share it, and go from there. So, quick poll: if we go live from the parks, you guys gonna watch? Question mark. I mean, we probably will either way, but that is the question. What else? I honestly think that's it. I don't want to go over Jim too much here, so don't want to necessarily be that guy. This is kind of a last minute. Pigalatruski, what's going on? I would watch. Got nothing else to do. Sanudo, love it. Love it. So yeah, so hopefully we can make that happen. I gotta go find the gimbal, see if it still works. It's been a while. I'll also be in the front. Well, Karen, you can watch us and then we'll meet up. Or you'll be there. It's one or the other. Cool. Good deal. All right. Planning on being back next Tuesday for sure. Probably gonna go through some more plans, talk about the trip, more excitement, whatever, all that fun stuff. Following Tuesday, we're leaving the next day, I think. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But for sure, glad I made it on tonight. Glad was able to at least talk through some of this. Glad to see that touring plans isn't necessarily up to where I want it to be. Head on over to Jim at More Sunshine, please. For sure, tell him we said, what's up? Bring Winston. Yeah, I actually, Sanudo, I thought about that before, is getting Winston classified as a service dog. I don't know what he would be servicing, but we'll see. He'll be servicing himself to the dinner table of whatever restaurant we're in. Angela, you will. You will. So cool. Of course. All these people in the park. We should go off topic and make fun of them. Of course. I figured that was going to be the whole thing. Yes, thank you. I will pass everything on to Brandy. We'll be back. We did drop part 3, episode 3 of Gigi's last Jedi training this afternoon. So if you want to go check that out, please do. But head on over to Gem. Say what's up. Have a lovely evening. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dissing that for the Dungeons and Dragons debut. I have been promised that it's not going to be like last time. Shep, I hope you're watching, so you can chime in and yell at me right now. All right. Love you all. See you real soon. See you tomorrow night. And catch you in the Discord. Bye. There's 2 buttons to hit, and I always forget.